Dame Obsidian had written mysteries in many different places and periods, and Logical was determined to read them all. The first was a western, filled with red herrings, black hats, and a twist worthy of a lasso. A rancher had been killed, and it looked like the suspects were based on real people. The suspects are Cowboy Raspberry, one of the best cowboys this side of the Mississippi, regardless of which side you happen to be on. Some people say he has a rustling problem, but he just says he loves danger. He's 6 foot, left-handed, with blue eyes and blonde hair. Justice Pine, master of the rural courthouse and possessed of a firm belief in her own form of frontier justice. She's 5'6", right-handed, with dark brown eyes and black hair. Finally, Corporal Coffee. Back in those days, if you liked coffee, you liked it black, and the corporal liked coffee. 6 foot, right-handed, with brown eyes, and he's bald. The locations. I did this. Locations. Salon. Indoors. The worst salon that anyone who ever visited had ever visited. The watering hole. Outdoors. You can get the cleanest water in the West here. It's dark brown. The hotel. A hotel that provides certain amenities, including charging by the hour. I think you can guess. Weapons. A stabbing knife. Medium weight. Just the kind of knife that's perfect for stabbing. A cactus of medium weight. Watch out for the needles and also for someone hitting you with it. Tainted moonshine of medium weight. This'll kill you, that's for sure. Even the smell is dangerous. Okay, let's check out the clues, shall we? Some needles were found soaking in dark brown water. Some needles were found soaking in dark brown water. Okay. Justice Pine was suspicious of the person who brought a stabbing knife. Reasonable. Corporal Coffee had never been in the hotel. Okay, Corporal Coffee had never been in the hotel. Is that Corporal Coffee has never been in the hotel, wink wink, or genuinely Corporal Coffee has never been in the hotel? I guess we're about to figure out. Whoever had the cactus had blue eyes. Okay. Cowboy Raspberry has blue eyes. Just has dark brown eyes, and Corporal Coffee has brown eyes. So, the possessor of the cactus is one Cowboy Raspberry. Raspberry, raspberry, barberry, raspberry. Okay, so fill those in. Tainted moonshine was used to murder the rancher. Okay. Now, we get one other clue if we want it. So, we have to go all the way back here. We have to go all the way back. Not there. Back here to number 13. Somebody had scribbled a note in the margins near the end. Corporal Coffee had a stabber knife. Logical was upset that someone was writing in the book, but the hint was helpful. So we know from this extra hint that Corporal Coffee has the knife. So we know that Justice Pine is suspicious of whoever has the stabber knife, but we also know that the rancher wasn't killed with a knife, but the rancher was killed by tainted moonshine. So Corporal Coffee is innocent. Innocent. And as we have, who do we have? We have Cowboy Raspberry with the cactus. That means that it was Justice Fine with the poisoned moonshine. Now, that means that it was Justice Pine. Try to write it as neatly as possible. Justice Pine. This is who? With tainted moonshine. And where? This is something we need to find out. Where? Okay. Some needles were found soaking in dark brown water. So, rubber. Oh dear. Yes. So that means that the pine, the cactus, was in the watering hole. And so that means that it was Cowboy Raspberry who was at the watering hole. So it's not Cowboy Raspberry who was at the watering hole. so the watering hole is eliminated. It's either the saloon or the hotel. Saloon or the hotel. Okay. The spying was suspicious of this person who brought the stabbing knife. Corporal Coffee has never been to the hotel, so that means that Corporal Coffee was in the saloon, and that means that it was Justice Pine with the tainted moonshine in the hotel. Now, all that is left for us to do is to find out if we are correct. Let's go back and look at the answers. Number 13. It was Justice Pine with tainted moonshine in the hotel. Logical declared this almost 5 pages into the book, and then felt so proud of himself that he knew the answer. You see, Obsidian had figured out that people like it more when they can guess the ending. The reviews are worse, but the sales are better. Okay. Let's do one more. No, we've already done this one. Nope, we haven't. That's the last one. Okay, let's do one more. A very proper murder. Oops. Next, Logical read a book set in Victorian London, the capital of the whodunit. It was obviously based on heavy research, but the dame played all the hits: bloody letters, a shoe print in the snow, and the murder of the richest man in town. Then Sandir, Lord Lavender. Thousand Air, Lord Lavender. The suspects are Baron Maroon, an incredibly haughty man who holds a grudge. Nobody wants to offend the Baron, at least nobody who's still alive. He's 6'2", right-handed, with hazel eyes, red hair. Earl Grey. He comes from a shorter, but still long, line of Earl Greys, and this Earl Grey does sign autographs, but he changes for the tea bags. He's 5'9", right-handed, with light brown eyes and white hair. Finally, Viscount Eminence. Viscount Eminence. The oldest man you have ever seen. It is that he outlived all of his sons and was born before his father. He's 5'2", left-handed, with grey eyes and dark brown hair. Locations. The Investigation Institute, a recently founded organization that investigates spiritualization and other related phenomena. A potentially haunted mansion. People keep seeing ghosts here, especially around the furnace in the basement. A coffee house, where you can drink coffee and discuss the latest ghastly happenings. Weapons. A knife. Not a famous knife, just a regular one. Maybe it'll be famous soon, though. The plague. Well, not the plague, but one of them that's been going around. A jeweled scepter. part of the crown jewels, and like most of them, it was stolen from another country. Clues and evidence. A knife was found in the headquarters of a recently founded organization. Okay, so we know that there was a knife there. Viscount Eminence hated ghosts, so he had not been anywhere near the potentially haunted mansion. Okay, Viscount Eminence is not going near there anytime soon. Baron Maroon's love affair with the person who brought the plague was the biggest subplot. Oh. Fingerprints on the jeweled scepter proved it was held by a left-handed person. So let's go and look at left-handed people here. Baron Maroon is right-handed. Earl Grey is right-handed. But the Viscount Eminence is left-handed. And therefore we can say with certainty that it was the Viscount Eminence who held a jeweled scepter. Jeweled scepter. Lord Lavender's body was found next to a shattered cup of tea. Okay, so I think we can assume at this point that maybe it was in the coffee house. But this is London, and they drink tea everywhere. Let's go and find the extra clue. Let's go and find that. Number 14. Scribbled on the copyright page was a note. Baron Maroon was the first member of the Investigation Institute. So does that mean that Baron Maroon was in the Investigation Institute? I think that's what that means. Baron Maroon. Okay. Alright. So, we know nothing except that he was found probably in the coffee house. Let's read these again. A knife was found in the headquarters of a recently founded organization. A knife. I think that would mean that it was Baron Maroon with the knife. Viscount Eminence hated ghosts, so he had not been anywhere near the potentially haunted mansion. So, if Baron Maroon was at the Investigation Institute, that would mean that it was Earl Grey at the potentially haunted mansion. And it was the Viscount Eminence who was at the coffee house with a jeweled scepter. And for some reason, it was the Earl Grey with the plague. And the plague was at the potentially haunted mansion. Scepter. So, I'm guessing that it was Vika. Oh, got no wrong there. Eminence with a jeweled scepter in coffee house. Now, let's go and see if we were right. Number 14. Let's have a look. Number 14. Number 14. It was Viscount Eminence with a jeweled scepter in a coffee house. We got it right again. What does it say? Logico declared this out loud about 2 sentences after it was revealed in the book. The dame had finally bested him. At first, he was frustrated, but as her fictional detective explained all the clues, Logical found himself in awe. And there we are. We know that it was Baron Maroon who was having a love affair with Earl Grey. Scandals galore in Victorian London, you know. Scandals everywhere. Let's do another one. This may be the final one. The perplexing problem of the parrot. The next Obsidian novel was set in the world of piracy. All it was full of, and it was full of thrills, chills, and multicolored beards. Logico was enthralled by the twist in the first act when Blackbeard's parrot was murdered. Oh man, Logico thought, whoever crossed Blackbeard is in trouble. The suspects, Blackbeard himself, famous, feared, respected for the beard. He's 7 foot, right-handed, with black eyes and black hair. Bluebeard, actually a French wife murderer, and not a pirate at all. 6'6", left-handed, blue eyes and blue hair. No beard. His name used to be Redbeard, but then he shaved. A part-time pirate, 5'9", right-handed, with green eyes and red hair. The locations: the Great Whirlpool. Apparently there's a big hole in the ocean and all the water's draining out. Pirate Cove, where all the pirates go to drink and plan where to bury their treasure, maybe by those ancient ruins. The pirate ship, Yo Ho Ho, a pirate's life for me, and also, inevitably, a pirate's death. Weapons: a cannon, usually used to kill more than one person, or a parrot, but exceptions can be made. A scimitar. Technically, it's just a bent sword, but if you call it a scimitar, it sounds cool. A fake treasure map. This map leads straight into a booby-trapped pit. Clues and evidence. Either Bluebeard brought a scimitar or a fake treasure map was in the pirate ship. So Bluebeard didn't bring, either brought the scimitar or the pirate treasure map. So he didn't bring the cannon. We know that. The second tallest suspect was seen in the place where a pirate lives and dies. So the second tallest, 7 foot, 6 foot 6, and 5 foot 9. So Bluebeard was seen in the place where pirates live and dies. Pirate ship. So Bluebeard was in the pirate ship. Okay. And they just told us maybe he also had a treasure map. Let's carry on. The fake treasure map was spinning around in giant circles out in the ocean, dissolving in the salt water. So I think that's saying that the treasure map was in the Great Whirlpool. The treasure map was in the Great Whirlpool. The shortest suspect was suspicious of the person with the cannon. So Nobeard was suspicious of the person with the cannon, but we don't know who that is yet. The parrot was found floating in the waters of the Pirate Cove. So we know the person who had the map isn't the killer, because that was found in the giant whirlpool. We know now that Bluebeard isn't the killer because the Bluebeard was on the ship. So it's either Blackbeard or Nobeard. Let's go and find the extra clue. This is number 15. Go find the extra clue. Those are the clues. Logical flipped to the back of the book and found that someone had written a hint. Chapter 5 says that the Pirate Cove had a cannon for self-defense. So, the cannon was at the Pirate Cove. Cannon. Cannon was at the Pirate Cove. So, what do we know so far? We know the treasure map was at the Great Whirlpool. And we know that the cannon was at the Pirate Cove. Exactly where the parrot was found, so we can say that it was the cannon that killed him at the Pirate Cove. The Pirate Cove. But who did it? All we know is that it wasn't Bluebeard. It wasn't Bluebeard. Either Bluebeard brought a scimitar or a fake treasure map was in the pirate ship. Now, we know that the fake treasure map wasn't in the pirate ship, so we know that it's Bluebeard with a scimitar. Right there. we know they did not have. The second tallest the second tallest suspect was seen in the place where a pirate lives and dies. And that was Bluebeard in the pirate ship. So we know Bluebeard's in the pirate ship. The fake treasure map was spinning around in giant circles out in the ocean. But we don't know who was there. Not yet. The pirate was found floating in the waters of the Pirate Cove. It's either Blackbeard or No Beard. Blackbeard or No Beard. Blackbeard or No Beard. Blackbeard would have the cannon, would he not? I'm going to guess. I'm going to go with Blackbeard. Okay. This is going to be a big guess. Let's go and have a look. Number 15. Am I right? It was Blackbeard with a cannon in the Pirate Cove. And I was correct. Of course I was. The final scene was devastating. Blackbeard, it turned out, had blacked out, and when he learned what he had done, he was broken, shouting, "My beloved parrot, why? Why?" Honestly, Logical thought it was a pretty emotional ending, and the book was so well researched. There were maps of the Pirate Cove showing where it was in the real world even. But when Logical turned the final page, he got to the acknowledgements, and he read something he thought was pretty strange. "If my body ever disappears, contact my agent." Well, I think that's something that we all need to start writing. We'll find out what happens next in the next video. Until next time, take care. See you.